and just pop it underneath your butt. So we're going to start in this Z sit position. If this is challenging for some of you, you can have both knees on top of each other. So nice and tall, the arms are out by your side. We're just going to start by inhaling, lifting the shoulders up, and then exhale, circling them around. So we breathe in to lift, and exhale to circle. And just do that one more time. Inhale to lift, and exhale to circle. Now go the other way, breathe in, and circle around. So just giving the body time to set into this position, allowing the hips to open up here as well, and the knees. One more time, rolling forward and releasing down. Now with the right arm, we're going to inhale, lift it up, and exhale, side reach to the side, stretching our side body, and then slowly release back to center. As we side reach, the bottom arm can slide out to facilitate that openness into the right side body. Reaching long and back to center. And as we reach to the side, we want to keep the right hip pinned down. So try not to let the hip come along for the ride. We want to keep that down. So we're getting as much of a release through that side body, through those QL muscles and lats and lower traps as we can. A little change coming here. So we reach to the side. Now we turn the palm up and we circle around, following our fingers with our eye gaze. Reaching over, following the hand as we inhale into that extension. Exhale, side reach. Breathe in, bring the arm back in space. You're in this extension position. Exhale. We're going to do 2 more. Breath in, open up the front body here. Last one. Exhale and inhale, reach and pause here. Drop that right hand to the floor. Take the left hand onto that right knee. Roll your right shoulder, your left knee. Roll your right shoulder back. Open up the front body here. Getting a twist through the waist. And this right shoulder, the right chest is opening. For 3, breathe 2, breathe 1. And then slowly release and bring your hands to the mat, bending the elbow, eye gaze looks to the floor. And now lift and twist. Exhale to the floor. Inhale into twist. Exhale. Breathing in. 2 more. And if that's too strong, the twist, just come to the center. 1 more. And lift. Come back into your press up position. Stay here. Lift the back leg and come back through the center, opening the arms. Down and open. Down and open. 2 more like this. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Maybe the head could lift on the inhale. Now exhale. Stay here. Open your back leg and curl for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lengthen the leg nice and long. Hold the leg there and do a small pulse up and down. So your upper body is working isometrically here. Pulsing the back leg for 4, 3, 2, 1. Watch the change. Hold the back leg there. Lower the chest down and slide your left leg long. So we end up in a swan dive position. Our feet are separated behind into a V position. The elbows are rested down onto the floor. We take an inhale breath on the bottom, and on our exhale, we're going to slowly articulate, lifting up from the spine, back of the shoulder blades, drawing gently towards each other, and then slowly lower back down into the floor. So we want to think about the ribs in the front body peeling away from the mat as we're lifting up. Exhale. Inhale, stay on the top. And then exhale, lower everything back down. So we're just on a low level for the moment, just still warming up. Breathe in. Exhale, lift. Think of your shoulders maybe moving back towards the end of your mat, or thinking of that direction. and then lower down. And remember, how low or how high you're going in your movements totally depends on you. So you do you. So you're lifting to wherever you have the ability. So you might be lifting to here, and then others might be way up here. So you work with your own ability, and then lower down. That's probably the beauty of our social distancing living room workouts, is you're not actually in competition with people beside you, so you can't really see what other people are doing, so generally you tend to default into your own abilities. But we're always sensing where we are in space. How does the body feel in this position? If we're down here and there's not much of a challenge, maybe we'll go a little bit further to feel that we've got activity into the middle back muscles. And then soften to lower down. We're going to take one more. Breathe in on the bottom. Exhale to lift it up. Inhale to stay. And then exhale to soften and lower down. Slide your hands to your side ribs. Come up onto your knees and drop your bum back into your heels. Reaching your hands out in front. A little stretch through the back body there. And then from there, we're going to do the opposite side. So we come back into our Z sit position again. And we get ready for our mermaid. So we're reaching over to the right side this time as we exhale. And then slowly release. Lifting to reach. And gently release. And now we're stretching into the left side body as we reach over to the side. And back to the center, so make sure your feet are in the opposite direction to where you're stretching. And release. And if this is challenging on anyone's neck, bring your hand behind your head as you reach to the side. And then you can come back into the center, so you're not having to hold the whole weight of the arm. We'll do two more. Exhale, reach. And release. Last one. Reach it to the side. Opening up that QL, traps, lower traps. Let's reach to the side again, but add the change now. So we turn the palm up, we circle around, we move into extension. The eye gaze follows the fingertips as we're creating this movement. So a lovely flossing out through the ribs, through the glenohumeral joint, the neck, the elbows and the wrists. This is such a lovely exercise. Exhale, reaching, and inhale, palm up into extension. One more, reach it out. And back into extension, pausing in extension, dropping that hand down by your side, and then drawing the right hand to the left knee. And we just stay in this static twist for a moment, thinking of your left shoulder drawing back in space. Maybe the eye gaze is looking to your side wall or to your back wall, wherever you feel comfortable here. Breathe for 3, and 2, and 1, and slowly release. Now we're going to bring the hands to the floor, and then we lift to twist. Exhale, hands to the floor, lift to twist. And again, if the twist is too strong, you come back to center. To the floor, twist or center. 2 more. Exhale, breathing in. Just working on that rebound, really good for the fascia. Next time we come down, stay there, lift your back leg, and then come forward to twist or center. Lift the back leg, and forward. Exhale, inhale. 2 more. Next time we stay down with the back leg lifted. We extend the leg out long and we curl for 5. Exhale, curl 4. Upper body is working 3. Back of the thigh is working 2. 1 more, curl it in. Now lengthen the leg out long. Do a small pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold. Slide your bottom leg long. and lower onto your belly. Taking your two hands behind the small of your back. Your hands are clasped together. The knuckles are down into the small of the back. Your feet are separated behind you. Eye gaze looks down. We take a breath in. On the exhale, press the knuckles down to the heels. Open the chest. Lift the eye gaze. Lower down. Let's change that breath. Let's do this on an inhale. So inhale into extension. Exhale as we surrender and lower down. Inhale, opening the front of the chest and the collarbones. And exhale, lower down. Breathing in, think of a gentle draw in through the belly as we lift up to support the back. And down. And again, we're going to do 3 more. Lifting up. And lower down. If it's too strong in anyone's shoulder joint, you can have your hands down with your knuckles on the floor and just let the hands slide towards the heels as you're lifting up and down. We're going to go for another 2, lifting up, inhale, and slowly lower. And final 1, inhale to lift, and exhale, soften to lower it down. Bring your hands to either side of the ribs again. Lift yourself up onto all fours. Take your right hand out of the way and step your right foot out in front of you. From here, we're going to have 2 hands either side of that foot, or maybe you want your hands on top of the knee, depending on your flexibility. Feel free to use a wall or a chair here if you need extra balance. Our focus is this back leg. So we're allowing that back leg to shift forward so we get this stretch through our front thigh or hip flexor muscle. Wherever we are in the front body, we want to roll the shoulders back, open up the collarbones as if we're bringing the heart and the lungs forward into that position. If you have the balance, you could take your hands behind you like we did in our last exercise and gently draw your heels down, your knuckles down towards your heels. So you're really facilitating that open up through that anterior line, so really releasing that fascia through the front body. Then from there, we're going to release the clasp of our hands, bring them to either side of the foot, and we're going to rock back as we breathe in. We exhale to sink that left hip forward. Rock back, pull the toes up in the direction of your nose, and then guide everything forward. 2 more. Breath in. Exhale forward. And last one. Drop it back. And pulling forward. Excellent. Before we go to the other side, you're going to tuck your back toes under. Place the palm of the hands down onto the mat. And then slide your front leg back to meet the other leg. Hold in a plank position. 2 choices. Full plank version, knees are off. Other option, your knees are on the mat. So we're going to hold here for 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Keep going, guys. You can do this. 2, 1. Rest your knees. Slowly move back so you're in more of a box position. Taking your left hand out of the way, step your left foot forward. 2 hands either side of that foot. Back toe can be released or tucked under, it doesn't really matter, your choice. And then we're allowing that hip to roll forward, our right hip moving in the direction of the mat. And we're taking whatever choices we want, the same as before, hands either side of the foot, hands on the knee. Or maybe, if the balance is good, we're pressing the knuckles back towards our heels. So you choose what works for you. We take 2 or 3 breaths here, just really feeling that lovely release and openness through our hips. So really important for our posture to keep the hip socket open, keep it free, especially if you're working at home and you spend longer sitting at a desk. A lot of people are telling me they spend less time getting up because there's less reason to be moving around. You're not going to meetings and things like that. So really important, even if you were to just do this stretch, maybe a couple of times during the day. Let's slowly bring the hands to the floor now, and we'll move into that dynamic stretch where we pull the toes to your nose, and then we shift the body forward as we exhale. Inhale, toes up in the direction of the nose, and then guiding forward. And if this is too challenging for anyone, you could always just stay in one of these positions. So either drawing back with your toes to your nose, or this position as the hips are forward. And just stay statically there for 2 or 3 breaths. And moving forward, the dynamic movement really helps elasticity throughout fascia. We'll take one more, shifting it forward, and then dropping back on that inhale. Return with the foot flat on the floor. Let's place the palms down again. Tuck your back foot under, lift the back knee, and slide that left leg to meet the right. Now, we're going to stay here in plank. Take your option. If you want more challenge, you could be on your knees for less challenge. If you want more challenge, step your foot out to the left, back to the center, step to the right, back to center for 10. Or maybe you're just statically holding here, or maybe you're on your knees. I'll do the harder version. And reach. We'll go for another 4, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And rest on your knees. Drop your bum back into your heels. And this time we're going to reach your 2 hands to one side. Come up onto piano playing fingers. So you're high on your fingers. Drop your head in between your arms. And imagine you want to drag your fingers back towards your knees. So we're active through that midline. Breathing in and exhaling. Take that one more time. Breathe in, dragging the fingers back. And on this exhale, surrender and flatten the palms onto the floor. Maybe the elbows will drop as well. Breath in and exhale. Slowly walk your hands to the opposite side, high on your piano playing fingers again, gripping the earth, pulling the fingers back towards the knees. The head is just resting in between the arms, really dragging those fingers back. So we're active here now. We're looking for activity through the muscles here. And then when you're ready, take one breath in. And on the exhale, flatten the palms, surrendering, letting go. Take a breath. And exhale, releasing. Excellent. Okay, from here we're going to come to a seated position on our mat. Let's come to the top of the mat so we've got space at the back for when we roll down. We're going to start in a nice tall seated position, so we're nice and long. We reach the arms out with the palms flat down onto the floor. We take an inhale as we roll the pelvis back, and then on the exhale, we gently connect to the center, and we look to lengthen up really nice and tall through our spine. So we're breathing in to tip the pelvis back. Exhale, drawing the belly in to come tall. If you want more challenge, breathe in as you roll it down. And as you exhale, start lifting the arms up to the sky, but have the head framing the arms. Breathing in to roll it back. Maybe you go back a little bit more each time to challenge the core. And then lengthen the arms long. So we really want to keep this arm movement like a float movement. So we're not trying to make this hard or tense. We're just floating the arms up and down. We're going to do one more and then we'll move into our full roll up. Breathe in. Exhale, lengthen to lift. Lowering the hands down. We're going to inhale, start with that roll up. Exhale, continue to roll down, reaching the arms over your head. Inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, nod the head. Eye gaze looks over the top of the knees. We fold the body forward as we come up to that nice tall seated position. Breathing in again, tipping through the pelvis. So really allowing that movement through the lumbar spine. Exhale. Each vertebrae finds contact with the floor. Inhale, the hands come up, but the head is still down. Now exhale, gently nodding the head. Imagine your ribs are sliding into your front pockets as we're lifting the body up. If you're challenged here, breathe in to roll. Exhale to slowly lower down, bringing the arms over the head. So if you're stuck and you can't get up, the next time, inhale, bring the hands up. Take your right leg to tabletop and grab it. On the exhale, you kick that right leg forward to facilitate the lift as you're coming up. We'll do that again, but we'll do the opposite leg this time. So you only need to take this modification if you can't get up. So inhale, take your left leg up this time, holding onto the thigh, and the thigh will help you through that sticky spot that you're getting stuck at. So often it's one of two things. It's either the core is not strong enough, or a lot of the times it's the lumbar back. It's just not enough. It's not open enough. So it's too tight, so you don't have the length to bring yourself forward again. So by doing that modification, that will help your tummy get stronger and your back muscles to free out a little bit more, so that you have the length and you have the strength to come up without the use of the knee and the leg. Let's do two more. So we're breathing in. Exhale to reach over. If some of you want a little bit more challenge, you're finding this quite easy, you can follow me now, otherwise carry on. So we're going to inhale. Then we exhale, lift for one. Breathe in. Exhale, lift for two. Breathe in. Exhale, lift for three. Rolling down. This is our last one. Reaching over. More challenge here. You breathe in. And then we exhale one. Exhale two. Exhale three. And lift it up. Well done. Okay, from here, we're going to come into our kneeling position actually. So kneeling, come into the middle of your mat. So we're nice and tall in this kneeling position, bringing the hands onto the forehead. We're going to drop the right arm to the side, and as we do that, we extend the other leg out nice and long. This hand can stay at the forehead, or you can bring it onto your side body if you're challenged with balance up here. And then we're going to lift the leg up and then lower down. Lifting up and lower down. So a little bit more challenge in your side leg series when we're in this elevated position. If it's too challenging for anyone on knees, because knees can be a problem for some people, you lie onto your side and you continue the movement lying on your side. So we're still getting all that emphasis in through the lateral thigh muscles. We're going to go for another 10 wherever you are. 9, 8, 7, 6. You should be feeling that now down the side body. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly drop that leg down and then lift yourself up into a T-bar, and then we're going to side bend and then come back to T-bar again. So we side bend, your fingers can touch the mat there if you want. If you're down on your side fully, just reach your top arm over your head and back down. Up here in this kneeling position, you could add more challenge. So you can side, and then you can go into airplane. So we side and come out. So giving you lots of options to work with you, working with your body. Some of you are just reaching to the side. Some of you are lying on your side, reaching to the side. We're going to take one more wherever we are. Come back to center. Then bring your hands to your side waist. It gives you a little bit more balance. And then draw the knee in. Let's go to the other side. Guys, lying fully on your side, you can just turn around. And then from here, bottom hand finds the floor. Lift the top leg up and lower it down. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Really working to your IT band, your TFL, those muscles that work down the side of your leg, and lift. And you should actually be able to feel them right now. And lift. So we've got 10 more. 10, 9. Lift up through the side body here as well, so we're not dumpling into this bottom arm. We're really trying to lift up out of that bottom side. Let's go for another 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, lift it up. Dropping your foot to the floor and lifting yourself into your T-bar. And then we side reach, maybe tapping the floor, and then back to center. Exhale, side, and back to the center. If you want to add in your airplane arms, you side and then airplane, and then come back through the center. Side, open, center, and T-bar. Or like I said, if you're lying on your side, you're just simply reaching the top arm over and then back to center. You probably will be touching the floor if you're lying fully on your side. We'll take one more, whatever option you're taking. Reach it to the side and then come back through your center. Lifting up, bring your hands to either side of your waist, and then we draw the knee in, but we turn around this time because we're going to come onto all fours. So we're in a square box position between the heels of our hands and our knees. We're going to press the tailbone out long behind us. So when we press the tailbone out long, we're looking for this space in the low back. So a little curve in through the low back. And we're going to do a really small movement to begin with. We're going to tuck our tailbone under to lengthen that space. And then we press the tailbone away. Draw the tailbone under to almost flatten out our low back. And then press the tailbone away. We do that 2 more times. Tuck it under and press the tailbone away. 1 more time. Tuck it under and pressing tailbone out. Excellent. Now let's keep the tailbone out so we're in neutral. We're still active through the tummy here as well. We're going to extend through our right leg. And we lift the right leg up towards the ceiling. So we're really getting active through the butt, through the glute max on the right side. And then we're going to reach it out and draw it back in. So we're reaching it laterally to the side and back in. So we're still working into those lateral muscles down the side leg that we just did when we were in a kneeling position. But now we've got more challenge in our balance here. So go for another 5. And 4. If it's too strong, foot can be on the floor and you side out and back to center. 3, 2, and 1. Come back to the middle. See, can you hold the leg up? If it's too strong, it can be touching the floor. Now we're going to slide our left arm out in front of us along the mat and then draw it back to the middle. Reach it off the mat if you've got the balance, and then touch the toe and the hands to the floor. Lift on an exhale, thumb is up of the left arm, and then tap it down. Lift it up, and tap it down. 2 more. Lift, and tap. And 1 more. Lift, and tap it down. Brilliant. Come in. Drop into your shell stretch, and while you're in the shell stretch, we're going to have a little kind of different movement happening in shell. So we're going to slide our right hand to the left side of your mat, and then we drop into shell and slide it back down. We reach it up, and then we drop it back down. Reach it up, and drop it back down. This time we reach it up, we stay here, we drop down, and then we release to all fours again. We reach and drop back, and back to all fours. Reach, back to all fours. 1 more, feeling that down your right side, and back to all fours. So ready to repeat the other side. So extending through left leg now. So left leg's nice and long. Connect through the center. We lift that leg up. strong into your glute max, strong into your butt. Then we move it to the side, back to the middle. Exhale to side, back to middle. So we're trying to keep this square box position nice and still, so we're not gripping through the body. We're actually letting the body relax into this all fours position, and the tension is through the muscles in the back of the thigh and the side of the thigh of your left leg. Do 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and final 1. Press it out. Come back to center. If it's too strong, remember the foot can be on the floor. Then we're going to reach the arm out either along the mat or out in space, and then we'll tap to the floor. Exhale, reach. Inhale, tap. And if you don't have the balance, you can come in and reach, in and reach. The leg could be lifting, or maybe the leg is on the floor and you're just moving the arm in and out. So remember, you do you. So we're going to go for another 3, 2, and 1. Lower it down, back to all fours. Shell stretch and reach. You know this move now. And then back to all fours. Shell and reach, opening up left side, back to center. 3 more, and you should be feeling very warm now as well. And 2. And final 1, reach it out. And then back to the center. Brilliant. Okay, bring yourself to the end of your mat. So we're going to do a rolling like a ball, but I'm going to give you 2 options. If rolling like a ball, it's just not your thing. So just to show you what rolling like a ball is, the feet are off the floor and we rock back and we rock forward. So that might not be for everyone. And if that's you, you're going to roll down onto your back, draw your heels a little bit closer to your thighs, and you're going to start to lift into a bridge position and then slowly lower it down. So if you're in that bridge position, you're exhaling as you lift to rise, and then you're inhaling as you lower down. And if you know you want to do rolling like a ball, you can start to get into that movement. So both exercises are creating the same focus, so articulation through the spine is what we're looking for. So choose whichever one you prefer. So if you're in rolling like a ball, you want to really try and keep that shape from start to finish. So often what happens when you rock back, the legs open like this. So you've got kind of legs flicking up and down. So you want to avoid that flick if you can. So the angle at the knee joint stays the same from start to finish. You breathe in as you rock back, and then you exhale as you come forward. And if you want to add a little bit more challenge, you could look at maybe lifting at the end. That works for some people, not for everyone, so that's your choice. You can add that in if you want. And I'm going to give you a further option if you can get up into that squat position. For the people that are in the bridge, you're going to do another 6 bridges. And when you finish bridge, just bring the legs into tabletop and hold the tabletop position by having your hands on your knees and your knees on your hands. And you're going to be pushing your knees into your hands and your hands into your knees. So we've done this loads of times before in our class, so we know most of you know that. And then some of you have been requesting this move, so you can learn this move a little bit more. So we'll go into a rolling like a ball, come into your squat, hands to the floor, step into your plank position, then step forward and come back to rolling like a ball. So squat, plank, squat, and roll. So we're going to work maybe for another 4 more of those. Thighs in the bridge, come to tabletop now if you haven't already. Bring your hands to your knees and then press your knees into your hands and your hands into your knees. So you're getting that connection through the belly. We're breathing in and out. For those of you in the rolling ball sequence, you probably have another 2 to do. So keep it going, whichever option we're working with. We got a lot of abilities in our Saturday class. Some working at beginner's level, right up to advanced level. So this just gives you the opportunity to get what you need from the class. It's also a good way to start training your body by responding to how the body is feeling internally, rather than just kind of following a sequence. So we're always sensing internally in the body, what does the body need right now? How are we feeling now? Do we feel like we need more energy and we have the ability to do that full sequence? Or do we feel like the mobility of the bridge supports us better? So listening to that internal dialogue and responding to it is one of the principles of Pilates as well. So we'll take another breath here as we create that activity through our belly. And then we're going to slowly, gently draw our knees into our chest. If you've come on your back from the rolling ball sequence, you will find that your breath is a little bit labored. So just give yourself a moment to come back to a normal breath pattern. Let's pop our feet to the floor. Bring the hands out by your side and just drop your knees to one side. Whichever side you drop them to, let your head turn the other side. Then come back into the middle and now go to the opposite side. Coming back to the middle and dropping to the side. And then one more time back to the middle and dropping off to the side. Slowly come back into your center. And then from here you have 2 choices. You can keep your knees bent or you can straighten the legs out long, whichever is comfortable for you in your lying down position. So while I'm talking, I like to come to a seated position, but that obviously is your choice too. So if you would prefer to do some breath work in a seated position, feel free to come to a seated position now. So wherever we are, I'm going to invite you to gently close the eyes if that feels comfortable for you. And then we're just going to take a couple of breaths down into the lower belly. So we're breathing in to expand the lower belly. And then as we're exhaling, we're just allowing the body to settle into that space. Breathing in. And exhaling. So just lowering the tone of the nervous system here with the breath. Sensing the belly expanding as we inhale. And exhale. Breathing. And then maybe if you're lying on your back, you might notice the back of the head. Just let it rest into the mat. Think of the shoulder blades falling heavy to the floor. Back of the ribs and the pelvis all taking the support of the mat. Calves, the ankles, gently releasing. Noticing the buoyancy in the ribs as we breathe in. And the surrender in the back ribs as we exhale. Follow that ebb and flow of the breath. The rise of the inhale and the fall of the exhale.
Let's take 5 more deep breaths in and out like this. And one more breath, breathing in and gently exhaling. Allow the breath to just become the normal breath. So we're not taking it deep into the belly, we're just allowing the body to breathe as it normally does. And then maybe bring your attention to your senses. Notice the sounds in the room around you. Notice the contact of your body on the mat. Maybe start to create some small movements through your hands. You could start to circle your wrists. Create some movement at the ankles if you're lying down. And then when you're ready, you can roll onto your side. And then gently take yourself back up to a seated position on your mat. Gently flickering, opening your eyes. And well done. You are all done. Good work, guys. So we did a lot of release work today. We did some core as well, some strong core towards the end. So you should be feeling kind of fairly supple in your body now. So thanks for joining me on the mat this morning. And I will